The anatomy is just a series of pressure points. Porcelain skin stretched over a wire frame. Brittle, so brittle, a glass ornament waiting for a hammer. I track the way the vertebrae align. A stack of fragile tiles, waiting for the fault line to shift. I just need to keep my mouth shut. Keep walking, just say hello! Fluorescent hum, the lighting strips the color from the room. Holding the elevator door for a stranger in the gloom. They offer a polite, not a generic piece of text, while my brain is executing code on what happens next. I'm looking at the collarbone, the hollow of the throat, calculating the exact trajectory of a heavy coat. 2 fingers behind the jaw, press until the circuit breaks. Watch the data corruption, see how long the reboot takes. My hands stay flat against my sides, frozen in the queue, a model of perfect behavior, doing what I'm supposed to do. But the architecture of the mind is leaking through the floor. I see the red geometries behind the closing door. They ask me how my weekend was, I let the silence hang, while the blueprint for their expiration hits me with a clang. Look at the carotid, a rhythm section thumping. Behind the thin wall of the neck, the fluid keeping pumping. If I induce a sudden variable to the pulse, the signal drops to zero, the entire system melts. Every casual encounter is a clinical design, a blueprint for a fracture on a perfectly straight line. Disrupt the flow, shatter the design. I keep the jaw locked tight, I stay behind the line. A receptionist typing, the click of the mechanical keys. A magazine from 3 years ago, rustling in the breeze. She leans forward to hand me a plastic clipboard and a pen, and the geometry of the room instantly warps again. The pen is heavy plastic, the tip is fine and steel, and mind immediately dictates the options that are real. Right through the soft tissue, underneath the chin, a sudden upward vertical, let the vacancy begin. I take the pen, the plastic bends slightly in my grip. A bead of sweat begins to form along my upper lip. Just fill out the insurance update, she says with a sterile grin. Completely blind to the dissection happening within. I'm mapping out the angles of the desk, the weight of the chair, turning a peaceful room into a bunch of squares. Look at a carotid, a rhythm section thumping. Behind the thin wall of the neck, the fluid keeping pumping. If I introduce a sudden variable to the pulse, the signal drops to zero, the entire system melts. Every casual encounter is a clinical design, a blueprint for a fracture on a perfectly straight line. Disrupt the flow, shatter the design. I keep the jaw locked tight, I stay behind the line. The skin is only 2 millimeters thick, 2 millimeters to the core. A minor laceration terminates the logic, permeates the chore. I can see the structural defects in everyone I meet. Fault lines in the concrete, bodies on the street. I am an engineer of a machine that must not start, but I've already drawn the schematics for the heart. Stop the calculation, run the simulation. Total system failure, one small motion and the world goes red. A neighbor walking, a retriever waving from across the street. The asphalt underneath us absorbing the summer heat. He stops to let the dog sniff a patch of dying weed, and the parasitic